What's up, everybody? I am the real Ant-Man, here with the Slightly Off Topics Wednesday's Night Watch. I got with me tonight, Ita.
What up, guys? I'm rocking my cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because I'm always cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And
say that right?
King Black Cherry!
Yes, man.
With the More Than a Fan Marvel shirt with the dates on the back. Yes.
Yes, he walked into the Slightly Off Topic studio here with with his own theme song from the Avengers. I'm like, dude, is that the Avengers theme song? He comes with the shirt and everything.
Yes.
So pretty awesome.
Yes.
So tonight we have a top 6, as you can see on there, because it is the Slightly Off Top 6.
Yes.
And we are going to talk about the top 6 intros to movies.
Yep. As soon as you turn your volume off,
It is off. It is off. But believe me, getting to hear the voice of an angel twice, I mean, you can't argue with that.
Oh, man. Come on. Jeez.
Anyway, so let's get right into that. Also, later on, we will be talking about Castle Rock, and we will also be talking about the latest news from Amazon.com in their pre-order policy for video games. So let's get into that. So,
right.
Number 6.
Star Trek, directed by J.J. Abrams. This one came out, I forgot what
2009, I want to say.
2009 is correct.
2009.
You
wow.
are a wiener.
You guys did your homework. Alright. Either way, this is a brand new start for pretty much everyone as far as in the movie kind of a thing, because no one was really known outside of the movie except for Eric Bana, who's in it, who's the bad guy. But opening of the movie was fantastic. Opening movie had a young, very young, without muscles, Chris Hemsworth at the helm as for the father for James T. Kirk.
Yes.
He pretty much kamikazed the ship right into pretty much the ship that was near to destroy him, and he had the crew pretty much leave, and he'd be the only man there.
Yep.
Just kill himself. Hopefully kill another ship, but didn't do so. Barely did any damage. But yeah, I believe this opening was great. It pretty much set the tone of what the franchise is going to be. Bunch of lens flares.
Okay, so all of us made our own list of what was the top 6, and we picked out the ones that got voted the most.
Correct.
This did not make on my list. Now, it is a good opener. I do agree with that. One thing I did like about this opening scene is the fact that I always feel like Star Trek has been known for not having too much action in their movies. It's more scientific based. But this one kind of came in with all guns blazing, this scene, and it kind of changed the whole aspect of the new trilogy,
Definitely.
which I really liked. And it was cool to introduce Chris Hemsworth as James T. Kirk's father, so it's a prequel. And it's funny, what's his name? Eric Bana played Brother Nero.
Yeah.
he was like the Romulan trying to attack him and all that. The only thing I don't like, and this is why I didn't make my list, is the fact that I don't know why this bothers me. Maybe this is nitpicking for me, but supposedly when his wife was transported out of there, everybody was transported out of the ship and all that, and she was gonna go in labor, so she gives birth. And they're like, it's a boy. Oh, and he's actually, it's a boy. Wow, I didn't, amazing. What are we going to name him? And I'm like, you're in the future, for God's sakes. You should already know what the sex is,
Well, maybe they're a couple that the fact that they don't want to know the gender until the baby's born.
Okay.
That does happen now.
Okay, I can see that. That's a good explanation.
Maybe they were going to let him decide.
Just say
Anyways.
yeah.
So I'm going to take it a step further than the intro to this scene. So right after the intro to Star Trek, you see him in Iowa, and that is an awesome scene where when he's driving in the old car in the future, and so I love that, even that transition going from the space, and you see his father, and you know the travesty, all that winds up being into him driving around in this car on the the urban or not even suburban, rural roads of Iowa. So it's a cool beginning, and actually I think it's cool even going even further than just.
I love it too because that whole chase scene had they're playing the Beastie Boys Sabotage.
Yes, great song.
So that was awesome.
Which they made reference to in the third one, Star Trek Beyond.
You're right.
Because when a part happens and they're getting ready to play music, and it's they play when the Sabotage comes on, you're like, oh, I know this one.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really cool scene and all that. But like I said, it's not my favorite, not my pick, but it's still a really good opening for Star Trek, and I think it really paved the way for the trilogy when you think about it.
Absolutely, it set the tone for what was the things to come.
Exactly.
So let's go to number 5.
And it's Saving Private Ryan. Now,
another one that didn't initially make it had to get revoted in.
It did. Now, the reason why it would have been higher on my list. The reason why I felt like it wasn't really opening scene. It really kind of it's almost 30 minutes in the beginning of the movie, really, when we think about it. Mm-hmm. Now, the opening scene is pretty much an old Ryan with his family going in the cemetery and seeing the fallen soldiers, like the cemetery for the fallen soldiers and all that. I mean, you don't know it's Ryan at that time. You know, you honestly you assume it's Tom Hanks because as soon as they go to D-Day, they flash back to D-Day and you see Tom Hanks. That's the first person you see.
Was that like a thing in the late 90s to have like the older person at the beginning of the movie, like Titanic?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like was that like a thing to
It probably was. It probably was. But it's a really awesome scene because you see him kind of distraught. Seeing all the fallen soldiers, the cemetery, all the fallen soldiers from World War II, and then you see him flash back to D-Day. And I love that scene, though, because it's such a... And you can see the photo right there. They're on the dock boats, getting ready to land on the beach. And it's such a great scene because you see these soldiers pretty much scared shitless. I mean, there's guys puking and all that, and I think Tom Hanks is kind of shaking a little bit, and everybody's kind of, like, frightened of what was going to happen. And they're like... I think Tom Sizemore's character, he's like... 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and all that. And as soon as they open the door, all hell breaks loose because they start getting shot up. Every single soldier starts getting shot up, and pretty much, I remember this one scene. I love this. Tom Hanks pretty much freezes, and he just kind of like just in shock, and he sees all around him, and you see like a soldier picking up his severed arm. Mm-hmm. You see a bunch of other soldiers on fire. You see, it's all this stuff going on.
It's the first movie I can remember, too, where they had, like, the bullets in the water.
Yeah.
Which was, like, such a, it's such, like, a polarizing, like, cinematography in that part.
It was.
Because I've seen so many movies do it now.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time you see it, and, like, you're just like, holy shit, man. Like, these guys are, like, getting just mowed down.
Oh, yeah,
Like, they're just, like, completely getting destroyed, and you're just like... Are they ever gonna get to the strongholds that on the edge of the
funny,
beach?
Though,
It's just crazy.
I think the first I want to say it took like 10 minutes for them to even get to that
where they're in the bunkers. And stuff.
Bunkers, because it's pretty much them getting shut up. Tom Hanks, freezing, didn't know what to do. It's kind of it was a hell of a scene and all that. Chris, what's your thoughts?
Man, to be honest with you, without seeing this like maybe 2-3 years ago, the beginning of it, I barely remember little bits and pieces of it, but literally from everything you were pretty much describing is like literally Dunkirk, the whole movie. To be perfectly honest with you, like, I mean, for me, I remember watching it and I remember being like, oh, this reminds me of like the Medal of Honor Pacific Assault game that I played back on PC, where we had to do Normandy and whatnot, and for me back then, like I was too young to realize what was going on. But, like, seeing it now, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's tragic and depressing. But then, like, I'm seeing, like, movies like Dunkirk when the situation is just like this, and they're trapped. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And their airplane is just flying by, just shooting at them. It's like crazy. But, I mean, this is a good opening. Is it my top? Did it make my list? No. But it is a good opening, I will say that.
Like I said, it would have been higher if it actually was the opening scene instead of being like, because it was pretty much 20 minutes into the movie. Yeah. But it is, without a doubt, the most action you see in any war movie, because I never seen a war movie that brutal.
At that time.
At that time,
yes. You got Thin Red Line after that.
Red Line. I mean, what was it? I would say Full Metal Jacket was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Pretty visceral.
Like isn't Apocalypto brutal as well?
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Yeah, I would say so. It's pretty brutal. Yeah. But I always felt like this one was just kind of like straight up, like no holds barred, like
this was different for everyone in this movie.
Well,
involved.
It's just crazy though, because like pretty much like you'll see some guy get shot up right next to him, and like there's one part where Tom Hanks is talking to some guy right next to him, like a radio guy, and he's like, "Oh, send the airplanes, blah blah blah," and he like turns around and talk to Tom Sizemore, whoever, and then he goes, "Hey, go to let him know that this is going on." And then he turns around again, and the other guy's face is blown off. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I always remember too. There was a game for the N64, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh yeah,
and they basically it was like a spoof of it, and it's supposed to be a comedy game. I know it's taking light in the situation,
yes.
but it's so they in World War II they were invading to go against the Nazis. Well, these were called the Teddies.
Yeah. Yes.
And but it was so it was done like tongue in cheek, but they did the pretty good job like matching up what they were doing on the beach, and you got to play it like in a a more comedy kind of game, but it was cool.
Yeah, it is definitely a great opening. Like I said, it would have been higher if it was actually a shorter version. They really kind of made it in but it's still such an awesome opening scene.
So let's talk about number 4. Inglourious Bastards. I'll let you go ahead and start this one off since you've seen it more recent.
Yeah, so Inglourious Bastards, it starts off... Now, this is kind of another World War II movie, but it's more kind of... it's based on
story-driven.
Yeah, story-driven. It's not necessarily like based on true historic facts. It's more like Quentin Tarantino's story about World War II. And so this character called Hans Lanza, he's a Nazi. He's pretty much Gestapo. Anyway, he goes to this French farmer's house, and it's cool. It's a great scene because he comes in, he introduces himself. Oh, I'm Colonel Hans Lanza, and he speaks in French. And it's cool because he's German, but he speaks in French, fluent French. So he goes to the farmer. His farmer introduces his 3 daughters, and he's like, "Hey, would you like a glass of wine?" He's, "I'd rather have milk because you're a milk farm, right?" So he's like, "Oh, this is a great milk," and he escorts his daughters out, and he just sits down and just pretty much chit chats with the guy. But it's such a great monologue because the way this colonel is trying to look for. Jews, like anybody who's any Jewish people who they're hiding. Anybody who he suspects the French farmers from hiding Jews.
Yeah.
So that's what he's looking for. He goes and refers to himself as a Jew hunter. That's what his nickname is, and he says, "Oh yeah, because the reason I call that because I'm really good at hunting them down." And it's such a great monologue because he at one point he compares, and that sounds really offensive, but he compares Jewish people to rats. And he's trying to say how, like, you wouldn't invite a rat to your house, right? You don't know why. You hate them. They repulse you, right? The same way as the Germans, feel the Jewish people. You're repulsive. You don't know why. It's you wouldn't say a rat's kind of a squirrel. It's the same thing, right? And the only difference is, like, it has a furry thing, And what, you assume they bring diseases, but you don't know this, It's like, so it's funny how you think of it. I love that reference because it's almost... He's also referring to the fact that mostly rats are in cellars, which the Jewish people were in the cellar. Yeah. So it's a good comparison, almost like letting the guy know.
And you know that in the scene that they are hiding people in
the cellar. You can see them underneath the cellar.
So you know he's like talking about them
exactly,
and it's just like there's so much tension there.
It is so much tension, but he's trying to kind of manipulate the guy. Because the guy's trying to play cool. He's like trying to but the way he's talking. He's trying to manipulate the guy to believe, hey, look, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like he said, I'm really good at my job. He's trying to reference them to rats, saying that, I probably know they're underneath the cellar. Mm-hmm. And at one point, he's over here in his pipe, and he's kind of like, he's a really very friendly manner at first, but then soon he's like saying, hey, if you let us know. If you're hiding Jews, let us know, because not only will you not be punished, you'll be rewarded. We will leave you alone. We'll leave your family alone. You'll be off our list. And then at that moment, he gets real certain. You're hiding Jews under the cellar, are you? It's like, yes. Tell me where they are. And it's cool. It's a great scene too because he's speaking in English at that time. Because he's like, oh, you speak English, right? To not let them know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's a great scene in that because he's like, you're hiding Jews underneath the cellar. Let me know where they're at. Okay, fine. And then, of course, he's, let's talk his French again so they won't suspect what's going on. So
one thing I really, that stands out for me from this scene is not only just the tension stuff, but honestly, it was really the first movie where I took notice into Christoph Waltz.
Oh, yeah.
And I at that point, I was like, this guy's like a star. Like, this guy's an amazing actor. Like, after I seen that. And then, you had follow-up movies like Django Unchained afterwards, and I'm sure, I can't think.
Spectre.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but everything he's done since then's just been top notch, and that was like really the first movie where I seen him and I was just like blown away by him.
Well, he's very charismatic, and that's the thing about it. He's playing a really repulsive villain, but in the same way, he's a very charismatic villain. So it's hard not to. It's like you dislike him because he's a Nazi, but sometimes you also feel like he's very entertaining because of his charisma. So it's a very great role, and definitely he honestly carries the movie throughout.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, this is probably the worst movie we have that's made their list.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I'm saying like out of our top 6, this would probably be like as a whole movie. This would probably been like the last one.
What's funny about that is I think this scene and the bar scene were probably the best scenes in the whole movie. Like,
absolutely, absolutely.
That really stood out. Overall, you're right. There's other parts in the movie where it didn't really flesh. Like I felt like Brad Pitt's character was cool, but not that entertaining compared to what Christopher Waltz did. And
I completely.
And actually, Michael Fassbender in that bar scene, I thought he was excellent in that scene, though. So
number 3 is Scream. So I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about Scream. So the reason why this made my list and it's so high up here is because really the beginning of that movie, I don't really know if there's a movie that may have been copied more from the beginning. To be honest with you, like the whole phone call, what's your favorite scary movie thing, that was just it at the time it was
that
so
was the niche. That was the thing. That was everyone was doing it.
Everyone was doing it. The masks in the movie, like a huge pop culture phenomenon.
Yeah.
This was the teen horror movie of all teen horror movies.
I agree.
Really,
at the time at least.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah. Even honestly, like I would even say since then, like I can't really think of another teen horror movie that's as good as that.
As good as it? No, but there's been like other tries, like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and crap like that.
Yes.
But I would say, and in the intro, just the whole with Drew Barrymore, and then they continued it, like where they would have a big actor or actress in the intro scenes in the future of the franchise.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith was in the second one.
Yeah, and it was never as good as the first one though.
No.
I still remember Scary Movie too when they mocked that. That was hilarious.
Yes.
They're all like, what's your favorite scary movie? Like Shazam or whatever? Or Kazam? Like, oh, you haven't seen Shaq yet? But, like, I just love the whole, the tension that one brings too, because she's talking to him on the phone, everything's kind of calm, she thinks it's one of the friends playing a joke, and then, like, the whole like what are you wearing? Oh, because I'm staring right at you, like like, and then you're like, holy crap, and it kind of just sets up the whole, the whole franchise from there.
One thing I want to say is what's great about that scene is the fact that Drew Barrymore, as you see, that was a poster from Scream. She is pretty much actually in the whole cast. She's probably the most popular actor.
At the time for sure.
At the time, yeah. In the movie. I would say, like, Courtney Cox was doing Friends, but still, she wasn't a movie actress. She was more of a TV actress. And they had David Arquette, too, who I wouldn't say is as big as Drew Barrymore. So, Drew Barrymore was the biggest star in that movie, and it pretty much killed it off in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. Which is crazy to think that.
But then you got, like, the movie Godzilla with Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, that was more of a detriment. That was way more of a detriment.
That was a travesty. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about our top 6 movie intros, or the opening scenes of movies. Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our number 2, and we'll let Chris pick up on that.
3. All right, another J.J. Abrams movie. Seems like I'm a fan of J.J. Abrams. But anyway, all right. Starts off right off the bat. Tom Cruise strapped to a chair, being interrogated, asking where is this thing by the bad guy, played by Seymour Hoffman. Right off the bat, you're like, holy crap, what's going on? This is like right in the middle of everything. He's like, Philip Seymour Hoffman supposedly has a girl who's actually his wife, but we don't know that yet because this actually takes place in the future, and we'll go back to that. But anyway, pretty much interrogating Tom and be like, hey, if you don't give me what I want, I'm gonna shoot her. Yeah, I'm gonna kill her. And he's just like trying to figure out different ways, like how he can calm him down, stop counting. I can help you out. If you just let her go, just let her go. And keeps counting down. Now this one, before it was released, when I heard who the villain was, I was like, really? Come on. Twister guy? Come on, really?
Twister guy? It's funny too.
Zone.
You know what's funny? I didn't even think of him as Twister. I saw Twister not too long ago, and I'm like, see, wait a minute, Philip Seymour was in that movie. It never really occurred to me, honestly, because I look at him as such a good actor, like from other movies. So.
Capote, Along Came Polly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was fun in that.
I just never thought of it. And then, like, when you see this first opening scene, you're like, holy shit. Okay, I'm going to take this guy seriously now.
Yeah.
And also, it's for another movie we're going to talk about a little bit later. But for me, this pretty much reinvigorated the franchise. After Mission Impossible 2 was such a failure of how it was. No offense to John Woo and everything, but Doves needs to stop.
That movie sucked.
Yeah.
Sorry. It sucked.
But
which movie?
Mission Impossible 2.
Oh,
it was the worst of the bunch.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down.
So, Mission Impossible 3, the beginning of this, to me, pretty much started the whole thing of how it is now.
Yes.
To how it was action-packed, how it was, like, driven mostly by Tom, but, like, it is bang, 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 action.
Yes.
And I love it.
Yeah, I agree. This scene was really intense. Just saw it not too long ago again.
You can see the emotion in his face too. Yeah. It's like
it's so great because he has his girlfriend tied in a chair and his wife, yes, Tom Cruise's wife's in a chair and Philip Seymour. I'm gonna count to 10. Tell me what the rabbit's foot is. And I love Tom Cruise. Well, first he's trying to act all tough, and then he's like. He's like, oh, you son of a bitch, I'm going to kill you. And then he goes, wait a minute. Okay, I know where it is. Okay, let's talk.
It's in Paris.
Let's talk. It's in Paris. No, it's not. Okay, wait, damn it. You can see, like, he's trying to, he doesn't know what to do. He's helpless.
Yeah.
He's literally helpless. He doesn't know what to do. He's like trying to, first he's like pissed, and then he's calm. He's trying to negotiate. Then he's like, and then he's pretty much begging in the end. At the end, he's like literally begging him, please don't do it. Don't do it. And then, like, he's pretty much 10, and boom. And that's pretty much how and then it just starts out right with the Mission Impossible music. And you're like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
But that's just tremendous acting from both Tom Cruise and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Because they did such a great job with those guys. And that goes to show, you have two good actors in one room, no matter what. I don't care what it is, they're going to steal the show.
Oh, absolutely. So before we go on to our number one, those of you guys that are watching, put it in the comments, what are your favorite opening movies? We will read them before we move on to our Castle Rock segment afterwards. So line up the comments here. Give us your guys' top openings of movies.
Yeah, tell us if we're right or wrong, man. Let us know what you think.
And then we'll read them off after we're done talking about number one.
Before we move on to number one, do we have any honorable mentions that you want to mention?
Well, let's actually go ahead and just do a really quick honorable mention recap of what we had mentioned earlier. So, Pete, I know you wanted, you were mad one of your movies didn't make it.
Well, I was mad because I think Indiana Jones has some of the best intros in movies, to be quite honest. I love the Indiana Jones intros. Like, the first one's amazing, dude. Yeah. He's like over there in I would say the Incan temple or whatever, or like in South America. Mayans or whatever. Yeah. And, of course, he had the famous, like, him switching the sand, the bag for and then also
then
like,
the ball
rolling down. It's a great scene.
Ripped off by Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's okay because that's a great opening too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, ripped off by Guardians of the Galaxy. Also, that's a great scene too, him getting chased down by those Amazonians. There's a scene over there. He's getting chased by that tribe. That's straight out from I want to say Pirates of the Caribbean, the second one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. So when he's running back to the ship.
There's so many homages. Yeah, there's so many homages to different movies. So many movies took from that scene, and it really how do you say influenced so many other movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had to mention a Goodfellas here in the comments. That was one of our honorable mentions.
Actually, I was gonna pick that too. That was one of my picks too, Goodfellas, because I love that scene where like you had Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta in the car, and they're just like cruising like nothing's going on. They hear this noise in the car. They're like, what's that noise? Like, what is it? And they stop the car, open the trunk, and you see like Joe Pesci with a knife, and you see this body in the car, and you just start stabbing him violently.
And then don't they go to like his mom's house to get like shovel? And
this is after. This is after. Like you just see him like stabbing this guy.
I love that part though. Like at his mom's house, and she's like, "Oh, it's like midnight or something." She's like, "Oh, let me make you guys some pasta."
I've never seen this movie.
Oh, really? You never seen Goodfellas?
Never seen Goodfellas?
Never seen
oh my god, it's so good.
The first scene really is practically they killing this guy like violently. Like Joe Pesci stabs him violently, and Robert De Niro shoots him and finishes him off. And then he closes the trunk, and it's like, and then like Ray Liotta kind of monologue. It's like, I always wanted to be a gangster, and that's kind of how the movie starts. That's really how the movie starts. Oh my god. It's Goodfellas. Please check it out. It's one of the most probably one of the best gangster movies out there, if not the best.
So, Chris, I know you had a Harry Potter movie on your list?
Yes, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is where pretty much crap has gone down. Dumbledore's dead. If you have not seen Harry Potter movies, I'm sorry, but Dumbledore's dead.
I see now.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
He's dead. Yeah.
I thought he was back.
No.
I thought it was, what's his face?
Jude Law?
Oh, God. Fantastic Beasts? No.
Yes.
Actually, Fantastic Beasts is a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Anyway, lost track of there for a second. All right. Deathly Hallows Part 1. Pretty much, shit's going to hit the fan. Dumbledore's dead, so there's no principal or Primmich at the school.
Yes.
Voldemort is going to be after Harry, and the fact that they have to leave everything Harry, Hermione, and Ron have to leave everything they know and love from as far as their family-wise behind. Harry has his aunt and uncle pack up their house and leave. Hermione erases her, pretty much the memory of her from her parents' minds and everything like that, so they don't know her at all. Then Ron is just, he can't do much but just sit out the side and just look over at the horizon and be like, okay, this is what I gotta do. This was going down. And then pretty much just starts from there. The music's all very nicely done, and pretty much just starts. Another honorable mention I had was Bad Boys 2. If you've never seen this movie, you probably should. This one was actually a lot better than the first one. But anyway, it starts off with the fact of there's a KKK rally going on, and it's in Miami. Of course, that's where Bad Boys takes place. And when there's KKK rally going on, and then there's drug shipments being tossed back and forth with each other at a KKK rally. Then you have Mike Lowry, played by Will Smith.
Mike Lowry.
And then
I wanna be like Mike.
I forgot Martin Lawrence's character, but he's also in it as well. They all rip off the hoods because they're in KKK outfits and whatnot. And they're like, oh, what's up, guys? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then they have a big shootout and everything like that. And in the midst of Will Smith saving Martin Lawrence's character, he shoots, and when he shoots pretty much Martin Lawrence's butt cheek.
Yeah.
It's just pretty much kill the guy, which is pretty much hilarious as hell, because afterwards, this motherfucker shot me in the ass, man. And he's like, who shot you? I shot you? Like, yeah.
So, if you're just joining us, again, we are talking about our favorite intros to movies. These are our honorable mentions. We'll recap the previous 5 that we went over before we go to our number 1 in a second.
I want to say another one that was great is Jaws.
I know you had Jaws on your list. You know what's funny?
You saw Jaws 5. I was like 5.
No, Jaws at 5, not Jaws 5.
That was his number 5.
That was my number 5.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I don't remember the beginning of Jaws.
It's the one where you see this girl and this guy. She's like they're drunk, and she's like, oh, let's go skinny dipping. And the guy's like, oh, all right, I'm coming. And he's all drunk, and he's like, oh,
we're going streaking.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, here, let me just lie down. And he passes out over there on the beach, and then she just goes swimming, and it's in the dark or whatever. And she's and she's swimming with it. She's like, come on, and then you hear the music, and then it's such a cool scene because she's underneath, get her and drag her right down, and pretty much eat her. So I thought it was a great scene.
Did we pause for a second?
Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely a great scene, I thought.
So we'll go back right through the top 6 right now. Yeah. Number 6 was Star Trek.
Yes.
Number 5 was Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
Number 4 was Inglourious Basterds.
Yes.
Number 3 was Scream. Number 2 was Mission Impossible 3. And then our number 1 is The Dark Knight. So, me and Chris, I know for sure. I don't know how many times you've watched it, Pete, but when this first came out on Blu-ray...
No, when Batman Begins came out on Blu-ray...
Oh, yes. That's right, because the Batman Begins Blu-ray had the opening scene
really?
on it.
Yeah.
So you could watch it, and I think it was even in IMAX, right?
Yeah. It was IMAX cameras.
So it was IMAX cameras, and it came out when Batman Begins came out, and me and Chris probably watched this thing, 6 times in a row?
Yeah.
We watched it, stopped, watched it again, stopped, watched it again, stopped, Dude, and even when I went and saw it in the theater, it was still just as awesome as watching it however many times we watched it on Blu-ray. So, I know everyone's pretty much seen this movie, I would hope. Yeah. So the intro scene is the Joker's goons basically robbing this bank, and you have William Fitcher's character, who's he's the bank manager or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a mob bank.
Yeah. And so he goes in there, and It's just like a really cool setup, because it's like more like a heist, not a bank robbery.
It's a heist.
So but the cool thing is so like they finish the heist and then they start picking each other off like one by one.
It's funny because each one had their own kind of job. So one guy was supposed to get the whole
the vault.
Well, one guy's supposed to get the vault. The other guy's supposed to like kind of shut off all communications outside, right? Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, stop the alarms. Right? One guy's supposed to stop the alarms. The other guy's supposed to get to the vault, and the other three were supposed to pretty much keep everybody in check. All the people in the bank in check and all that. But it's funny. So the guy who takes care of the alarms, he's like, oh yeah, I took care of the alarms. Is there but it sent us to somebody else, like a signal to somebody else. So is there a problem? No, he gets popped, and then like the other guy who popped him, he's supposed to do the vault. And then one of the other guys pops his hand. He's like, it's a great scene though, because it's kind of like, it's like, yeah. So what happened to the other guy, the alarm guy? It's like, the Joker told me to kill him. It's like, oh, that's funny. He's telling me the same thing. It's like, wait, boom, pops him. So what's great about this scene is, this scene is an introduction to the Joker.
Yes.
What I will love about this scene, not only is he's a mastermind, but even his plan's so chaotic.
Yeah.
And it pretty much sums up the Joker.
Yeah.
Because how brilliant he is. He's a really chaotic guy. Everything about him is about chaos and disorder in a sense. But he does it so perfectly. Because, think about it. He pretty much had his own gang there, and the thing went out so well, and he pretty much kills all his gang at the same time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny. It worked out so well. And even though it could have worked out it could have gone wrong so many ways.
But it went right to a T. How
almost
he
to a T.
Yeah. Yep.
Even like the whole, I love that scene too. So let me guess, Joker told me to kill me, right? And then he's like, no, I'm supposed to kill the bus driver. And I love that scene too because he just steps to the side just a little bit, just like looking at the watch.
Yeah. Driver.
Yeah. He's like, bus driver, what bus driver? And then boom, he gets run over by the guy who's riding the bus. Like, it's such a great scene, dude. And of course, in the end, what's his name, William Fincher gets shot up by the Joker. He's like, oh, there's no respect anymore. It's like, what do you care for? What do you respect or whatever? It's like, or what do you what do you believe in or whatever? It's like, I believe whatever doesn't kill you makes you a stranger. And of course he takes his mask off. And it's such a great introduction because it pretty much sets up the whole movie. And it, in all honesty, probably the Joker is one of the best villains of all time.
Oh yeah.
Hands down.
Heath Ledger's version of it.
Absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
I don't think his portrayal of the Joker, and it's not with that scene. You look at every other scene in the movie. You look at the interrogation scene. You look at the banquet scene with when he goes to the sixth up to the banquet scene and he talks about the scars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So many great scenes.
Look at these scars.
It's so many great scenes in this movie that it's hard to pick just one that's your favorite because there's so many ones can be your favorite. It's just so. And it pretty much goes to show the job that Heath Ledger did with this. Because he really was the star of this movie.
Absolutely. You want to add anything?
He said it all right there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I'm just saying, seriously, I'm watching this, and I'm like, because I'm watching the scene, and I'm pretty much analyzing it, and I'm like, dude, it really sums up him as a character. It's a brilliant plan, but it's a little chaotic in the same way, and it pretty much sums up everything he does in the whole movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We watched this 6 times, you said?
At least.
At least then.
Yeah. And how many times since then?
Yeah.
Much.
And it only honestly takes place 6 minutes. It's only 6 minutes into the movie.
But
so
it's an amazing 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It goes straight to the punch. Exactly.
Yep. Christopher Nolan. You brilliant motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah, he really is amazing with all his movies.
Yeah.
He's just such a great director.
He is. I'm actually curious what the third one would have been if Heath Ledger was still alive, because it would have had the Joker from what the rumor was.
The rumor was it was going to be the Joker be back, and Riddler played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my god, I would have loved to see that.
That was the rumor.
Don't get me wrong. I do like Dark Knight Rises. I do like Bane and everything else. But I do feel, though, I would love to see what would have happened. Because I think, like I said, it would have been interesting to see what kind of dynamic it would have been with the Joker still alive.
Yeah,
so,
it would have been.
But unfortunately, that will never be.
So did you guys do your homework?
Yeah.
Oh, I did my homework.
Oh, we did our homework.
Yeah.
So everybody out there watching, I hope you did your homework too. We are going to talk about this week's episode of Castle Rock.
Yep.
Called Queen.
Yes.
The Queen.
The Queen.
Okay, and I want to say spoiler alert, guys, just so if anybody hasn't watched it, but so I've watched the 7th episode, and I gotta say this is my favorite episode.
Really?
My favorite episode.
This was the most boring episode.
No.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, man.
My favorite episode of the whole series, and I'll tell you why. Well, I think the reason why is, and it's funny too, because I didn't care for Cece Spacek's character Ruth, and it's pretty much based on
the whole episode's about Ruth, basically.
The whole episode's about Ruth, and I really didn't care about her character that much until this episode. And I think what's brilliant about it is the fact that it pretty much focused on her. So the previous episode, it ended with Pangborn, played by Scott Glenn. He approaches the kid, the creepy kid or whatever, and he asks him, like, oh, like, where's Ruth or whatever? Oh, she's inside. And he kind of, like, goes inside and sees pretty much the whole place in disarray and all that. He doesn't know where Ruth's at.
And it leaves off as a cliffhanger.
It leaves off as a cliffhanger, so you don't know what happened to Ruth. So pretty much the show starts off with her, and it's like, I think she's in a cell trying to find a gun, and she hears all this noise, and she's trying to find the gun. That's kind of how it starts off the show. And it pretty much, like, you'll see, what the show is pretty much flashbacks. But in a sense, like, she's part of the flashbacks. Like, she doesn't, it's not her being as her young self.
Did it confuse you at all, Chris?
It confused the shit out of me.
Yeah, it confused me a lot, too. I talked with Pete a little bit about it, like, on my way home. And, like, it's sometimes it's hard to tell. Is it reality? Is it her mind? Is it time travel? Like, what is going on here?
So she said... I'm sorry. So she said in the previous episode, when she was talking to Henry Deaver's son, she's like, hey, I got a secret for you. I just want to let you know, like, this happened before. Like, I am able to go into the past. You know what I'm saying? I've had this conversation with you before. Like, it's kind of, I'm in a loop now. So I'm able to go into the past, and like there's a scene where like he's like, "Well, you're like a time walker."
Yeah. Well, he's playing like an AR video game on his phone, and he's kind of like explaining what she is through the game.
Yeah. But he's.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
It's just, I don't know. It just seemed way too confusing, and to be like, when it got to the point where I saw the gun, and she was more focused on the gun. I kind of saw where it was going to end.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I saw where it was going to end to the point exactly. I was like, okay, so how long do we got to go through this to get to the end?
Yes.
Kind of a thing. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it's a bad episode.
Yeah.
But this is probably my least favorite episode. I just remember watching it. I was like, okay, you're going back in time. Okay, I get that. Okay, I get that. But what if this whole thing is in the past? What if? Crazy to think about because she sets her things up and whatnot.
Yeah.
What if this whole show is just in the past and she just like picking up her totems and whatever and just remembering what happened?
Well, that's the thing though. It really is kind of very.
It's kind of mind bending.
It's
really.
kind of ambiguous in a sense because we don't really know exactly if she a time traveler or is this all in her mind. She's just reliving her past like memories.
I think she's just reliving her past.
It
memories.
Could be.
And
it could be. Yeah.
And the stories that we see otherwise is pretty much like kind of like fleshed out stories of what she thinks was going on.
Yeah, because she does suffer from a form of dementia, I'm guessing, right?
That's
what she's taking Alzheimer's.
They say that, but I almost wonder if it's just a side effect of if she is a time traveler, is that just like a side effect of it?
Well, like, so...
That like, if she's, like, think about it this way. If she's relived a time loop so many times, like, wouldn't stuff become, like hazy, like what's real and what's not real? Like wouldn't reality
and that's why the chess piece comes to play because each chess piece kind of lets her know that she's in the past. She has these chess pieces in certain places to let her know that this is the past, not the.
I thought it was
not the present.
I thought it was like remembrance totems or whatever.
Well, yeah, I think it is something like to do. Well, I think that and the fact because what she's experiencing, that's the past. That like she got those chess pieces later on.
Yeah, so no, she got to chess pieces later on, but what I'm thinking is the fact that like she placed them all around, so the fact she can remember what happened here, what happened there.
That's true. Okay, yeah. So I can see that.
That's why I took it as.
Yeah, because it could be either that she's experiencing it. Now she grabs the chess piece and she moves on to like another area. Like she's now finished her memory.
Yeah.
Or maybe grabbing the chess piece, like you said, Chris, is starting the new memory.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, so I feel like certain chess pieces wouldn't make no sense because she had one in the church. She had one in the...
and there was one inside the retail, the real estate office.
Yeah. Or
on the bridge.
Or there's one also in the sheriff's apartment, right? Because she had that memory of Pangborn.
Yeah.
So, and that's in the sheriff's office. So, I'm saying, though, like...
But she could technically put him wherever she wants if she is a time traveler.
That is true.
Like, what would stop her from being able to put him wherever she wants?
That is true, but I still don't know. Can she affect the past? I don't think she can.
No, I don't think she could affect it. But because so the whole thing of her saying that we've already had this conversation before means that she knows the future from where she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did she not know where the end of this episode was going?
That's true.
I don't know.
See, that's a good question. Well, is she reliving in that present time the past, or is this a whole loop? We don't know if she already kind of lived that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like where does the loop end?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, if you go by what the kid said, Wendell, he said the loop ends when you kill your enemy, or whatever.
Well, she was trying to kill her enemy, but it ended up. Spoiler: she actually killed Alan Pangborn instead, which I was just find out today. Alan Pangborn actually is a protagonist in the Needful Things and the Dark Side. So, or the Dark Half, I want to say. Yeah, the two Stephen King books based on movies. So that character was actually in books and the movies. So it's kind of cool, like thinking about that, because I didn't realize it until today. I looked it up, and he's like actually an important character in the Stephen King novels.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So he actually is an important character and got killed off.
So now another thing is Henry actually hearing the sounds, or is he making it up to appease his father?
Ooh, did you watch this preview for next week's?
I did not.
Okay.
Okay, well then I guess don't answer that.
Yeah, I won't.
Well, you know what's funny too about that whole scene is the fact that he seems so crazy, his father, right? Matthew Deaver.
But is he?
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's kind of funny, though.
So.
What?
I think so.
Crazy?
Yeah, I think he's crazy.
Well, even that scene was really creepy. The scene where he's like talking to them and they're like a picnic, and he's like saying, "Oh yeah, I had my gun to my head," and then I heard the voices or the ringing in my ear, and then God talking to me and all that, and it's like, oh, you
gotta imagine with the same problems that Ruth goes through with the reliving memories. Yeah. You have to imagine if you always had a voice in your ear, like let's say he really did hear something, and he knows that he's hearing this voice in his ear, that's got to drive you nuts too.
Yeah.
You know, is it me though, or like so many people in this area have certain powers? Like it seems like Molly has powers, like Ruth has powers,
the kid has powers,
Henry his father had powers. So like it seems like, and now of course the kid. We don't know what he is, really. And
so there's like two theories I can think of with the kid. Either he is the younger version of the father.
That's what I was thinking.
Because how would he know everything?
Yeah.
But then, also, how would he still know stuff that he wouldn't know in the future yet? Because he wouldn't have known their wedding song if he was the kid version of him.
Or maybe he just knows.
It's so weird.
It is strange, though. And she kind of did recognize, too. Well, she said, too, there's a comment I remember she said, when she saw him the first time, she's like, "Oh, I thought we buried him in that suit."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that she referring to her dead husband, or
she was referring to the dead husband? Yeah.
Well, then I'm kind of like that's what I'm saying. Is that the younger version of himself, or is he trying to portray to be him? Is he trying to kind of give her that notion that yes, I'm like you know what I'm saying, trying to play minds with her?
How would she know that though? How
would he know that?
Or how would he know that? Yeah, sorry.
Well, I mean, I think he knows a lot, though. He's very, like, he definitely is very perceptive about, like, the people around him. I mean, with Pangborn, too. I mean, the way he was kind of playing around.
So does he just know everybody's lives?
It seems like it, because we got to go no answer here. 3 episodes left. We got to know something.
Yeah. I mean, we have pieces and fragments of everybody's like life and like what the story is. We still don't have a a clear cut.
No.
What direction is this show really going in?
And I think that's the thing too. This show does reference a lot of Stephen King, but it also like hopefully there is some sort of tie into everything.
I'm hoping to see some Pet Cemetery stuff going down.
Oh,
I was hoping that dog would come up out of the case.
Yeah, there was a couple moments that dog kind of like
Puck.
Yeah, like out of nowhere, like start barking. Kind of creepy. I'm sorry, Chris. You have any?
No, I mean, this was not my favorite episode. I hope we come to a conclusion. This doesn't end like Lost season 4. But
oh man,
I'm not saying I'm like bored of this, but it's just like, okay, let's get going. Let's tie things together. This is seven episodes now. Let's gel things together. You only got 3 episodes left.
We also did find out, though, that Ruth did know that the girl killed her husband.
Yes, we did know that.
That was another thing.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So that was kind of crazy, too, that she knew who murdered him the whole time and never really said anything.
Like, no, you did good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's maybe because she went back in time and saw that happen, like Ruth?
Or maybe she just opened her eyes.
Maybe she just knew, and maybe she wanted him dead anyways. We don't know who killed the father in the first place. Maybe it was Ruth that killed him in the first place and didn't do the job.
Well, it didn't kill him.
Well, tried
to. Yeah,
because we don't even know.
Possibly because she was kind of almost.
She wanted to leave and she couldn't.
Yeah, she kind of wanted him out of the
yeah, so we don't know what happened and we don't know why, but we know that she didn't care.
Yeah.
It is very interesting. My whole thing, though, I do agree with you guys. I think there needs to be a sort of like
they need a clear-cut path of where they're going.
A clear-cut path. Like we need to know who the kid is. We need to know what kind of like other.
Yeah, I love the Stephen King mystery, and I want season 2 to have more mystery. But I want to know the street we're on, and then take us off the side roads of mystery.
Since we know how many episodes it says, like, okay, we need to start seeing things come together. Like now.
Yeah. There is a lot of great...
3 more episodes, right?
Yeah.
8, 9, 10.
There is a lot of great references.
Yeah, and like freaking Lost season 4.
Yeah.
Just tie it up real quick.
I was going to say, there is a lot of great reference to Stephen King novels, but at the same time, I feel like there needs to be a point. What's the point? What's the end game kind of a sense? At least to this season, moving forward.
Yeah.
So, but I really love this episode. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and it's very stories.
I liked it because it was character building for Ruth.
Exactly.
Like other than that, like I can see Chris's point though. I can see how you can get bored. It's very confusing. Like honestly, I wouldn't mind watching it again to kind of see it again because there's one scene where she's literally going from room to room, and it's like changing the time period, like without a cut of the camera or anything. It's like a one shot, and she just keeps changing time periods, and you're like, what? And then I'm like I'm watching it too, and it's like she's always the same. Like she's always old, even when it's like she's going in the past, and it's like it's kind of confusing.
Well, I think there's one scene that actually showed her, like, cause when Henry D. was sick. There's an image of a girl or a woman, kind of like younger woman, kind of like checking his temperature, and it goes right back to Sissy Spacek. So I think it's like she has that image. It's kind of like she's in that body right now. You know what I'm saying?
So she always like projects herself. Is that what you're saying? Okay,
yeah,
that makes
sense. She projects herself, but she's in her younger body. I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So our final topic of the evening will be about Amazon and Best Buy and GameStop all changing their video game pre-order and discount policies. The latest would be Amazon.com. They have now changed their discount to be no longer 20% off of select games. Yep. You will now, if you pre-order games, you will just get a $10 gift certificate within 35 days of the purchase.
Yes.
So you had to wait 35 days for it?
Up to 35 days. It could be next week. We don't know. But it's a $10 reward coupon. Kind of sucks.
Yeah. I have Amazon Prime. I have the GameStop Elite one. I never got the Best Buy one.
The Gamers Club Unlocked? Yeah. The Gamers Club Unlocked one was cool.
I never got that one.
It was cheap. It was $30 for the year, and it was 20% off all new games.
I mean, it's either there or just wait at home and just wait for Amazon to deliver my package. So, I mean, for me, the Amazon thing sucks. Oh, also, by the way, if you have any games to purchase between now and the 28th of August, do it now, or the discount prices will not be available to you.
Pretty funny. While we're doing the show, I got a text message from one of our friends, and I guess like he sent the thing. He goes, "Was this a sales tactic from Nintendo?" There's an article that said Nintendo sales, since they announced the cancellation, surged so high after this. Because everyone's trying to get all their pre-orders, and now to get that 20% discount.
Yeah. They're trying to get Smash Bros.
Yeah, so...
Between Smash and then you got Mario Party in
October, that's right.
Which I totally forgot that was coming out in October.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. They actually showed off a new mode today. It's survival raft mode, where it's like you have to ride this raft down, and I guess you have to play like different mini games and not get knocked off the raft. So it looks pretty cool.
So do you think it's more those companies, or do you think they're more like Nintendo or PlayStation or whatever, like trying to like be more stingy?
No, I think it's the companies.
Definitely.
I think that I think it's a lot to do with the fact that the physical copies are kind of
going at the wayside.
I think since people are starting to buy digital more, I think that they're seeing their profit margin go down on the physical games, and I think it kind of all started with GameStop when they announced their Elite membership, even though it's not on new games. But they announced they were canceling that. Then Best Buy said that they were canceling the Gamers Club Unlocked, and now Amazon just canceled theirs. So Amazon had earlier this year, they kind of backed up on their policy where you used to be able to get Toys for Life, accessories, and special collector's editions at 20% off as well. And they took all that away, so all we had was just 20% on normal games, and now it's even lower. It's it's a $10 reward certificate on select games.
Yeah. And now, what do you think the reason why they do is they're being too greedy, or?
No, I mean, I think Amazon has enough money between everyone giving their money to like for their devices and Alexa stuff. Sorry if I set off your Alexa. Sorry I did it again. But either way, when it comes down to it, I think that they just either they couldn't handle it anymore, or not a lot of people were getting into it.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that like not a lot of people were buying games than being a part of the Prime membership.
Okay.
Prime membership. Sorry, I can't talk. I guess for GameStop, I have no idea why. Maybe not enough people bought into it because it's 20% off used games and accessories, which I think was awesome.
And there was extra trade bonus too, wasn't it? 20% for trade-in bonus. Yeah. That's probably where they were like, okay, we got to get rid of this. We're losing too much money on trades.
I mean, they do lose money. I mean, this is kind of stuff they do probably lose
money.
Well,
I'm sure Best Buy was losing money with the Gamers Club Unlocked because they're just trying to do it just to get you in the door to buy other stuff, really.
No one else but goes in a store.
Yeah, exactly. And I really feel that's what it was. And working in games, I know that the markup of games really isn't that much. Like, when you take a 20% off of a game, you might be making maybe another 20, like you might have like maybe a 30 or 40% markup.
Yeah.
So when you're taking that 20% off the top, you're just doing that discount to get people to come into your store.
Yeah.
You know what this funny thing about it is, and I look at it this way too. You know, these stores are gonna they pretty much make money off of people who gonna get the stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not like necessarily like I feel like it's going to bring new people in because either you're going to buy or not from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think it really is going to like enhance and bring it because I think all of us are probably going to get some from Amazon or Best Buy this holiday season.
I'll still pre-order my games from Amazon because like Chris said, you just come home and it's there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, like I hate to see the 20% go, but even at the point where I could have gotten, when both were available, and I could have gotten Amazon, I could have got Best Buy, I still chose to Amazon because I don't want to stop at Best Buy on my way home and maybe get the game or, have to go stand in line at the customer service desk.
Yeah. Doing that.
Yep. I'll just go home
and it'll be waiting
for me.
I've never been I never pre-ordered anything. Never.
You don't know the struggles.
Yeah, the struggle is real when it's pre-ordering time.
I don't really. Here's the thing. I don't see the point. It's like it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. I'm never like such in a hurry to buy something.
Okay, let's put it like this.
Okay.
Since me and Ant work at GameStop, let's put it this for you. When Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, was it 5 or was it 4? 4. When Grand Theft Auto 4 came out, I kid you not, I don't know how many pre-orders we had. We had shit ton.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Me and Ryan...
Easily over 150, 200.
Yeah. Lines out the door.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to be the first one to get there. You want to be the first one to get it. And you want to be the first one home.
Yeah,
you want to play it and correct all that.
Yeah.
So, I kid you not, the most ridiculous fashion, Sarasota Square Mall, God bless your heart, for letting us have so many people. That's literally all we did for the first 2 or 3 hours of that shift. was just hand out games, hand out games, because people pre-ordered. Now, that wasn't back then when you could do digital stuff then. So people had to go to the store to buy it now. Now, what we do? We
preload the game.
Preload the game.
Yeah, and then as soon as midnight rolls around, boom, you can play it.
There's no need for midnight releases now.
Yeah. I still remember my first night at work at GameStop in Sarasota was Halo 2 launch. And the funny thing is, I just went up there to pick it up, and my manager at the time's like, "Hey, you work here now. Clock in." So I had to man the lines and stuff like that, and it was crazy. It was kind of cool though, because honestly, I don't think you'll ever see that kind of stuff again, where you have like the mall open at midnight. Yeah. You have a line of people lined up to get a game, and every store's closed.
Yeah,
and it's just cool. It's just like a cool experience, like seeing all that, and it's just like the only time we'll see midnight launches anymore is probably consoles, and even then, I think they allow you to go in early now and get them.
You know what's funny?
They don't even do sorry.
No.
They don't even do like midnight releases for like movies now. They're 7:00. Boom.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually going to mention that. I was actually going to mention that, and, because now they do 7:00 Thursday night shows and all that, which is. I always felt like, even though now it's more beneficial for us to go 7:00, it was cool the midnight showing. I always felt that was really cool because you had a better crowd, a much more energetic crowd.
Yeah, like everyone was there. Everyone who was there to see that movie.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And they were the hardest of hardcore fans that were there to see it. I remember going to watch Episode 3 in Sarasota, Star Wars Episode 3, and I remember people dressed up, like they were like having like lightsaber battles in the whatever you call it, the entryway there.
Yeah. No, I remember Dark Knight actually. That crowd was amazing when we went, because they. I think what was it, the whole magic trick scene. I mean, I remember it's like, let me show a magic trick. Joker slams the guy down. They're like, oh shit!
Yeah.
It was just an awesome crowd and all that. And I feel like now, I mean, granted, I love the 7:00 shows for the 7:00 shows, but the midnight shows used to be really fun too to watch.
It used to be lit.
It used to be lit.
I'll tell you what, Episode 7 was a lot better on opening night than it is watching it now.
Yeah, it's because you're anticipating.
Well, no, it's that. Dude, it was cool.
The whole experience of the whole.
The way that movie is, the way okay, so you're watching the movie, they show Leia. Everyone's like, oh! Yeah. They show R2-D2. Everyone's like, wow! Yeah. They show the Millennium Falcon. They're like, oh my god, the Millennium Falcon! And that's what the whole movie was like. So it was just watching it in the theater. Was
and then you watch
really
it
cool.
again and again and again. You're like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. Not as good as it used to be, but
but going back and watching it now, on Blu-ray, it's not the same experience.
Yeah. It's nostalgic. I tell you what, man. Speaking of Episode 7, that freaking trailer, the first time we saw the whole trailer, and then Han and Chewie in the end, you're like, oh my god, you're literally a tear in your eye, man. I'm serious, a tear rolling down your eye. You're like, yes.
And then reality sets in. But no, but yeah, I think going to watch something on an opening night or midnight launches, and it's kind of it's sad to see it go.
Yeah.
But it's also cool to be able to just sit down on your couch and at 12:00, it's like, boom, I'm playing this video game.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Or what's even better is when you go to watch a 7:00 movie, get home in time to get there for that 12:00 minute.
Oh, dude, man, the kids don't know nowadays, man. The struggle was real back then.
Man, the kids don't know about the struggle being real, about commercials, about having to wait to every Friday to watch a damn episode of something.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, absolutely.
Or
dude.
you have to actually watch it weekly. If you remember, 24 would come on every Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Sit there and be like, okay, 8 o'clock, we gotta go.
Yep, now it's I'll just watch on demand.
Yeah.
Let's watch on demand.
I gotta admit though, the one struggle is real is when let's say Netflix releases their I remember Daredevil, I think season 2, they released at 3:00 in the morning on a Thursday or whatever. I literally had to watch 3-4 episodes and then fall asleep at 6:00 in the morning. So because I'm like, I really want to watch this so nobody spoil this for me. And I mean, that's the only struggle I think we have, because as soon as
are you gonna stay up to watch American Vandal season 2?
No. Probably you're not.
Nope.
You're not.
Nope. Absolutely not.
So Funny or Die, I got 2 words for you.
Suck it! So explain what happened, Chris.
All right. If you don't know, a couple of days. No, was it yesterday or day before? I put up a trailer for American Vandal season 2. done by the Funny or Die guys, I guess, or something like that. They wanted to do a copyright strike, whatever, on me because the fact is I shared their video for free advertising, pretty much. Wasn't asking for anything, just putting it out there.
We don't make no money on their video.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to make no money on their preview, their trailer.
Yeah.
We aren't trying to sell ads during it. We just wanted to share it with our fans.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what it said? Like, no, you need to take that down right now. Oh, okay, no problem. You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, Funny or Die.
Could have said it better myself.
Funny or Die can just die. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. You were funny, but now we want you to die.
Yeah. And they said Zach Morris is trash. You guys are trash. So, anyways, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, Chris.
Yeah.
Did you have breaking news before?
Oh.
Breaking news!
Oh, I did. I did. How do you guys feel about... A couple days ago, I released this trailer as well. These guys never saw it, I guess. But how do you guys feel about an anthology for video games? A genre... Not genre, but like an anthology of video games.
I'm down with that.
Explain. Kind of like a universe, in a way.
Like Smash Brothers?
No. Like a... Pretty much... Okay, I'll flat out tell you. Folks at Supermassive Games, they created Until Dawn.
Oh, I actually did see this trailer now that you mention it.
Yes. Okay, so that trailer, I forgot, Man of Murden, something like that.
It was a really weird name.
It was a really weird name, Man of Murden or whatever, and then I posted a behind-the-scenes video up yesterday saying the fact how they're going to start this. This is going to be a universe-building game.
Okay.
This is the first one, and there's going to be 2 every year following that.
Okay.
And it's going to be all built around this universe of players' choices.
Okay.
And like whatnot, and your choices detect the game and future games to come. Me, I'm excited for this because this is
now,
really interesting.
does that affect your future games or their future games?
Your future games.
Okay.
So pretty much my playthroughs.
So
pretty much like
it's not...
Walking Dead playthrough, like Walking Dead the game now, like how you show your choices and whatnot, how it carries over to the next season.
Yeah.
This is going to be how it is carry out to the next game.
So it's not going to be like the community choices are going to affect how they make the next game? Okay. That's cool. That's very cool.
So how do you guys feel about that? I know, Pete, you're not really a video game guy for like
outside
of
I'm not
Nintendo
saying
stuff.
I'm a video game guy, but you know, I just don't play as much as I should.
He'll be getting Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Day one? Day one purchase?
Probably day one.
September 7th? You're not going to get 2K?
Probably day one-ish.
2K.
2K19.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Nah.
Day one purchase.
No.
That game's too hard. I always lose.
Yeah, well, so I always play the Knicks, and of course they suck in the game, but
They suck in real life.
Yeah, I really suck in that game.
So, that was your breaking news?
That was my breaking news also as well. Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. That's actually some really shocking breaking news.
Is ending after this season.
2019, right?
Yep. No, this next season's their final.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which ends in 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wonder why. Has the ratings gone down or something?
I mean,
I think it's time, dude.
it's
12
time.
seasons, bro.
Yeah.
12 seasons of
Yeah,
that show?
12 seasons.
12 seasons. And get this. I don't know if you know this or not, but every single freaking episode, Penny, Leonard, Sheldon, $1 million each.
That's probably why they came there.
See you guys later. $1 million.
Dude, I tell you what, though. That's good for
Each
them, though.
episode.
Did you say $1 million?
$1 million. Yes, I did.
Dude,
Which
that's
is freaking
pretty
ridiculous.
awesome for them to get that much money, though.
Yeah, weren't the Friends cast making that?
Yeah, they were, actually. And
So,
that's back in the 90s.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was like 20 years ago they were making
But
that.
you know what's funny? The Big Bang
They should
Theory...
have said, we need $2 million.
But you know what's funny, though? Like, I feel like Big Bang Theory is kind of the Friends of this generation, in a sense. Because they have that...
In a way.
They have, like, that crowd right now. They have, like, that...
They do. They're definitely the most popular sitcom, for sure.
Right now they are, yeah.
Absolutely.
There's nothing really out there like that.
No.
Not that I can even think of that comes close to it.
No. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I mean, the closest thing it was, I was thinking How You Met Your Mother, and
That ended a while ago.
or 2.5 Men, but they're not even
That
around
ended a
anymore.
while ago,
yeah.
too.
So,
Yeah, there's not
you know
really
what's funny?
too many
That's
sitcoms.
another thing too, and then not to switch all subjects, but I feel we're all kind of done with this. It's like it's funny how sitcoms are not really that much of a powerhouse anymore on TV.
They come in waves, man.
They really do.
They really do come in waves. Like you'll see a lot of good sitcoms, and then they'll be a couple years, and then you'll see a whole nother group of sitcoms. To me, like sitcoms are always good for like good family shows.
Yes.
So there's a necessary spot out there for sitcoms. So we'll see what they bring to the table in the future.
I mean, they may evolve like how Modern Family is now, and how Blackish is now.
They're still around, but both shows, right?
Yeah, both shows are still around.
Actually, Modern Family is pretty popular for ABC. They actually do pretty well.
Yeah. I hear This Is Us is really good, but I know that's not a comedy.
Yeah, just more drama.
No, that's more of a way, drama and all that stuff. But it's just funny though, because I feel like they usually were like, I mean, we look at the '90s for Seinfeld and Friends were like the number one TV shows.
Well, I mean, you had so many sitcoms back then too. Yeah. I mean, you had like Home Improvement, Full House, like all the TGIF shows, Roseanne, like all those shows were like really big in that time.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. And that's the only thing. I mean, I know they had at that time ER and NYPD Blue, but I don't think they were as popular as those shows.
The serialized TV shows like weren't like they didn't really hit big until like you had whatchamacallit, so you had the cable companies starting to jump in there, and then that made the networks like up their game.
I think like honestly Sopranos really started that whole thing, because I think once Sopranos started, they realized like, especially drama TV series, they can go like all out. They can kill a main character if they wanted to. They can do this and that. I mean, it just seems.
What's up, Sean and Rob? Shauna said that Us is amazing. I haven't watched it.
I have never watched it.
I actually heard it's really good.
I will take your word for it.
So I only watched one episode of This Is Us. Because I think it was the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, they had that one episode where you find out. So the whole story is like, I guess, like the father. It's what's his name? Milo. What's his name? The guy who used to play in Heroes. Milo something.
The one who talks to the side of his mouth.
Yeah, the Peter. Is that
Peter. Yeah, him. Yeah, he was like the father of the.
But I need to save you.
That guy.
Yeah, he's like the father. He plays the father of the family. So it's like, I think an adopted. They adopted a black kid, and they have a girl. I think it's a girl and a guy, and there are three of them. And I forgot. Like, I want to say one person like passed away. One of their kids passed away, so adopted a black child who they took as their own. And what the whole thing was like, so it's like two things. They go flashbacks, and then like I think it's
talking about This Is Us, right?
Yeah, This Is Us. Yeah.
Okay.
So the present time is pretty much the three kids all grown up, and they got their own families and their own problems. And then the flashbacks will be with Peter or whatever his name is, Milo or something. And I guess in the present, he already passed away a while ago. So
is that the one that died from like the crock pot?
Yes. That's like that's. Yeah, so this is what happened.
There's this huge like uproar about it, and like Crockpot's like, our Crockpots don't do that, because I guess it like exploded and killed him or something.
The whole thing is this character was really liked, right? The father figure of he was really liked and all that, and they show this episode where he actually died, because in the present time he's not alive. So it was, and I guess what happened was like it was supposed to be the Super Bowl actually. There's like I think Super Bowl it was the one with 99 or whatever. Anyway, they had a crock pot, and they were like making this chili, and they're like, it's like they were making it the whole time. And somehow it sets up a fire, so the whole house catches on fire.
Is that the Rams and the Titans?
No, it's actually I think the Broncos and the Falcons.
That would have been 98.
Or whatever, 98. Anyway, it was the Broncos and
whatever means 98.
98 it was 98 because it was like 20 years ago. Whatever.
Actually, it probably was played in 99. Yeah, it would have been January 99.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, the whole episode was like. The crock pot starts a fire and all that, and he tries to save the kids and all that. But of course, the dog is still in the house, so he goes after the dog, rescues the dog, and
did he at least save the dog?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, then who cares if he ate it?
Well, but of course he died. He had like smoke in his lungs and all that. He goes to the hospital, and they think he's okay, but then he dies from smoke insulation. So that's the whole from the crock pot.
All from a crock pot.
So yeah, it's like I said, I thought it was
see. All proof that McDonald's is healthier than eating out of a crock pot.
But anyway, it's a dramatic episode. I wasn't like I still kind of was a little bit.
So Shauna corrected you. She said they are twins that were triplets that adopted an abandoned fire station baby, and he died of a heart attack. I'm guessing that was.
The Milo, whatever, yeah. I don't know. I don't follow the show. I'm just like trying to explain the whole thing. But it seemed like an alright show.
And Rob said, sitcom for the win, Home Improvement. I don't think so, Rob.
Yeah, no.
Friends. I mean, I'm sorry, it's Seinfeld. My bad.
Friends?
Seinfeld.
I wouldn't even say that. For me, it's
No,
How I Met Your Mother.
I really like Home Improvement. I just was quoting the show, you know. But no, How I Met Your Mother was excellent.
Yeah.
We watched that. Breezed right through that show. Yeah, it was good.
Great show.
But yeah, I don't.
Barney Simpson.
Stinson.
There you go.
Yeah, Barney Stinson.
Marshall. Lily.
I'm about to say Marshall Mathers.
Eminem.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I'm
That
kidding.
was like-
Oh, Marshall Mathers is Eminem.
Eminem. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know Marshall Mathers. I know like what is like Robin.
Who are you talking about? Oh,
How
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met
Yeah.
Your Mother is the characters. It's
Oh.
Ted Mosby,
You schmoes beat it, Pete.
and then it's Barney Stinson,
Barney,
Robin
of course.
Scherbatsky,
Yeah.
Marshall, and Lily. Something I forgot.
Yep.
You know what's funny? I barely watched that show. I only watched a
Dude,
couple
Great
episodes.
show.
Dude, great show. Really
I
good
don't.
show.
You know what's funny though? Like I think
Neil
this.
Patrick Harris is hilarious.
Oh,
on
he-
the
I
show.
know he
Especially
is.
for him being gay and like portraying like a straight
Like a
man.
womanizer. Yeah. Yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, October is Bangtoberfest.
well, you know he's great. He's great in. Actually, Neil Patrick Harris is really great in White Castle.
White
Harold Kumar goes to
Yeah,
White
he's
Castle.
really funny
yeah.
in those too.
Yeah, sorry, that White Castle restaurant. Like Harold Kumar goes White Castle. He's hilarious in those films.
Yeah,
so.
he really is. But that's all the stuff we got for this evening. Make sure to like, follow us, press the little notification button so you know when we go live. We also will be on our YouTube channel. Pretty soon you'll be able to find that youtube.com/slightly off topic, hopefully.
There you go.
Yeah. But right now, we'll put a link out on our Facebook page. Go there, like it, subscribe to the channel there. We'll try to put some more stuff up on our Twitter channels and our Instagram, so make sure you're on all of those. We still will be here on Facebook doing the Wednesday Nights Watch. So be here next week. I'm the Real Ant-Man.
You tap.
King Black Cherry. We may have some exciting news coming up. Maybe.
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 So
So
stay tuned. All right, peace, guys.